Hi, so today I'm talking about facial spritzers. When a new product category comes out, I'm always really excited and keen to try it. And you could definitely say that facial spritzers are a new phenomenon. There are absolutely loads of them out currently. All they are basically is some sort of fragrant water, often with skincare benefits like moisturisation, in a pump dispenser, delivering a really fine mist onto your face. And you can put them on at any point during the day just to give you a bit of a boost. I was a bit sceptical about them at first, but actually if you look at them, they don't make very grand claims at all. They're just quite nice, and on that basis they definitely do deliver. I found them really, really pleasant to use. Last week I was in New York during a really big heat wave, and even New Yorkers were sort of falling about all over the place and flapping their faces, and I came to rely on facial spritzers quite a lot. They just kind of got me through the arduous task of even walking down the street. I have found that those that claim to be moisturising or hydrating are generally very good. They contain things like glycerin and hyaluronic acid to draw moisture into the skin, and they're great if your skin is on the dry or dehydrated side, and they're really great on flights when you know, cabin air is so drying, your skin becomes really, really parched, and just spritzing your face every hour or two with a facial spritzer really helps keep things more comfortable. You can also make, of course, your own facial spritzer. You can just buy a little plastic pump dispenser from Boots or Superdrug or Muji or somewhere, and just fill it up with toner or floral water or something. It's possibly the only decent use for toner, which I just think by and large is the most pointless, rubbishy product imaginable. But in this instance, it does work quite well. So if you have a toner that you like the smell of, like the feeling of on your skin, then this is a really good use for it. Also, some makeup artists and beauty experts will say that they like to set makeup after they've finished a makeup look. They like to set it with a facial mist. I personally don't do this. I don't think it does anything actually to keep your makeup on longer. But the one good thing about facial mists is that they don't tinker with your makeup. So if you've got a full face of makeup on, even if you put a mist on some hours later, it's not going to make your foundation clump or your mascara run, because the mist is generally, if it's a good one, the mist is generally so fine, the little droplets are tiny, that, like this one for example, the droplets are so fine and tiny that they won't do anything to alter your face. They'll just give you an overall sort of cooling effect. They're also just really sort of pleasant to use if you're tired at the end of the day. So if you get that 3 or 4 o'clock slump in the office or something, you're kind of counting the minutes to go home, a little facial spritz just kind of perks you up and gets you a bit further along. This Clinique one I find is really good. It's Moisture Surge face spray, and it draws moisture to the skin. It really, really does. I find that that it does make my skin feel more moisturised if it's got a bit dry towards the day. And believe it or not, I used this during 2 labours. I found it really, really nice and refreshing, and when I was just really weary and didn't want to go on. So for things like that, like if you're just really, really exhausted or you just feel a bit grimy and grotty, then they really help sort of perk you up. And that's really all they do. They don't make any grand claims, but I've really come to rely on them. They're just a really pleasant thing to use. Okay, so here's how to put one on. I barely need show you really, because it's so straightforward. So you take your spray. This one is by Philosophy, Deep Sea Ultrafine Hydrating Mist. And you want it quite far back from your face to make the spritz really, really fine. Quite far back, and just whenever you need a little pick-me-up, just squirt it, close your eyes, squirt it over your face and neck. And whenever you just feel kind of sweaty or exhausted or just in need of a boost, you can just inhale it, and it's a really lovely smell. And as sceptical as I am about things, I'm not really one for alternative therapies and aromatherapy and whatnot, but I do find if you're a bit knackered and hot and feel a bit rubbish, then a spritz of something really fragrant does give you a pick-me-up, just like spritzing perfume or whatever. So I tested loads for the column. Some of them stung, some of them dried out my skin, but some of them were really pleasant to use and really comforting on the skin, and I whittled it down to 6 that I really, really loved. I'm sure that you have your own, so do let me know in the comment section what they are. Thanks a lot.